what you called?
Tell them they got the wrong number.
They know it's your number.
Then tell them it's been disconnected.
Dude, they just want their idiot back.
What, Frank's not working out? Well, I'm not going back. It's too hot down there.
Does this look right?
Oh man, it is so hot in this garage. I'm trying to do some filming in here, and this is just not working for me. Can you see that sweat on my forehead? It's hot. I was just looking over here at my garage door, and you know, it's pretty warm. I've measured the temperature on it before, and with the little, hang on, let me show you one of these things. I use one of these, you know, just Harbor Freight digital thermometer, you know, laser doodaddy things. And yeah, that initial temperature of 92, that's what it said last night around 9 p.m. The door was 92 degrees. It's a cloudy day though, so with it hitting, you know, still 92, 90, yeah, all over the place, around 90, 91, 92, and it's a cloudy day. Hang on, let me show you just what this day looks like. There we go. Yeah, see, it's not a bright sunny day. We got some clouds out. Nice cloudy sky up there. The sun is obviously being blocked. So if that door's hitting 92 or so degrees in cloudy skies, yeah, this is kind of a warm door. And I know on other occasions I've measured it with the little thermometer and it's hit 115, 120, which effectively means that there's a radiator heater the size of my garage door trying to bake me. Now I get it. I live in the South. That's just how it is. You're supposed to just deal with it and live with it, right? No, I can't do that. Even me, as much as I love my sweet tea, there's only so much iced tea I can drink to stay cool on a hot summer day, especially when trying to weld or work in the garage or doing something. So I was on Lowe's, saw that they had some foam stuff to insulate the garage doors, and I'm all for the law of diminishing returns. It's something like a 4 or 5 R value. You know, it's not great, but it's not nothing either. And if I spent the extra $30 or $40 and went ahead and got the R8 or higher stuff, sure, it's gonna insulate my door just a little bit better, but just because it's twice the number doesn't mean you're getting twice the insulation value. There's gonna be a link in the description below that kind of explains this a little bit better than my babbling self can do. So I'm gonna run down to Lowe's, grab one of these kits, get this thing installed, and as an added bonus, because we have the master bathroom and a guest bedroom, craft room kind of thing right up here above the garage, hopefully it keeps them just a little bit cooler too, which is what other people that have done this before have told me as well. Oh, looky here, lucky me. I got a 2-pack. Check it out. They even nicely packaged it all in one. Let's see what I can do to not let all that heat into the house. Wow, it is cooking in here. I'm gonna go ahead and get this unwrapped, and this instructions seem really simple. Need a few common simple tools. I've got one of those big old ruler things, a sharp blade, a tape measure. This should be pretty simple. Let's see how it goes. Now, I believe, honestly, my main issue that I'm gonna have is space. So I went ahead and pre-cleared some of this area so I can at least get to the door. Access issues are real. I'm gonna see what I can do to pull the cart back as much as possible also, just so that I can have as much room as I can right up here to lay out everything. Yeah, these instructions look pretty clear. Pictures at least. So the language is Haramatis required, Oh, okay. Tools required: straight edge, utility knife, tape measure, safety glasses. Safety glasses? What are those for? Why would a garage door need glasses? Straight edge, utility knife, tape measure. Good enough. Measure length between vertical rail A, B, cut each insulation panel to length, break off insulation where cut, yeah. Insert excess insulation behind the little vertical rails, insert insulation panel between rails C, D, squishing it. Got it. I'm gonna go ahead and set this thing down and use this as a cutting surface, so that way I'm not just dulling a blade on the garage floor. I think those instructions have served their purpose. One thing I also did see from many other people doing this incorrectly, or just not kind of going through the whole process, or helping me with my process maybe. I am going to make sure to measure every single one of these, what we got, 16 panels, four, I think that's math, 16. And when they put this whole thing together, I'm sure they used the most precise measurements when putting these vertical and horizontal bars in here. Yeah, right. So I'm gonna go ahead and measure each one of these things. Now the gaps on the side should all technically be the same because they were curled by machine. So I'm just gonna start with the top left and work my way across and down, and this should be fun. Let's see if I can get this on fast motion. As fast as I move, let's be honest, this thing's just gonna kind of pop up and it'll be a little random because that's me. It does have a smooth, shiny side. That's pretty cool. And then a styrofoam side with like little groovy things cut in it. Allegedly, these thin little grooves are to allow you to flex it a bit, which, yeah, I'll buy it. It'll flex a little bit and give you a little bit of give. The other fun bit that I'll have to contend with is these vertical wind bars, hurricane braces. I don't know what you want to call them, but these things are pretty significant. So that's gonna be fun to work around because I'm not taking this stuff off if I can absolutely keep from it, because that's just more work, and it is hot in here today and it is only getting worse. Gross. Now usually I wear a hat, keep the sun off my eyes, off my neck, but ooh, I gotta wear a hat today, keep the sweat out my eyes. And now for an iced tea break because it's pushing a lot of temperature here. Hang on. We're just checking the temperature of the doors. The styrofoam side, it's looking like it's at about 88, and down here below, we are cooking at about 95, 98. Yeah, it's making an impact. And it's only been a few minutes. It's still cloudy skies out there, so I'm sure those temperatures are gonna be a little bit different when the whole thing's done and the sun's beating on it. All right, back to work once I down a bunch more of this iced tea. I have sweat dripping off my elbow. So I did find a spot that is going to be a little bit troubling. So I've got this little manual lock thing going here, and it looks like it's just going to be a couple screws. I'll go ahead and get this pulled out because I am not going to be able to work around this thing, I don't believe. I mean, it's possible, but it's not like I really even lock this thing anyway. If I'm going to lock it, I'm going to lock it from up here and just turn off the power right here, and then there's no juice. Or just unplug it. That's how you lock it and make sure it's locked. Oh, now this completely figures. This thing's only on here finger tight. Oh, that's easy to remove. Great use of a nylon lock nut. Let's get back to work. Make sure you're measuring these top and bottom because some of mine are a bit crooked, off by as much as 1/4 of an inch. So I'm just adjusting it on the fly. Now, wasn't that just so much fun? Yeah, I think I sweated through my hat finally. It's doing its job, collecting my sweat. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this just a day or so, get some temperature readings on the inside and outside when you have a nice, bright, sunny day so you can tell the difference between the inside and outside temperatures. But yeah, I can already tell you, this is gonna make a huge difference, or at least I really hope it does. The panels went in really easy. Once I did the first one or two, just putting a couple fingers in the middle, applying some pressure at the bottom on each side, and then just slowly working it in, and then making a second pass to kind of finish popping it in, going across. It honestly went in pretty quick and easy. Even with my stops for water breaks and everything, I don't think it took me more than an hour, hour and a half to do all this, even with all the filming that I was doing. Once you get the first one in, measure, swipe, and just throw it all together. And if you can make repetitive type cuts, like I know there's 2 inches going all the way down, so I went ahead and made a bunch of those at the same time. That really did help cut down on some time. Mr. Weatherman does say that it's 92 degrees outside right now. It's supposed to get up into 95. Oh, and I'm not sure if I told you guys this, but this is facing southeast. So as soon as the sun comes up, it just bakes this garage door until at least noon or so. Then once the sun gets high enough in the sky, and then it's kind of shaded, but it does get really warm in here on a daily basis. Even in the wintertime, it actually warms up in here, so it may be a disadvantage for me in the wintertime that I won't have a a free radiant heater every morning in my garage, but I think I'm okay with that. I can put on a little extra clothes. It's hard to take anything else off. Now let's see what it looks like when I open the garage door. I don't think the motor's strained any more than it normally would. Let's see what happens when we pull the chain, see if it comes flopping down on us. Nope. Actually, if anything, it pulls back up just a little bit. But no, it'll stay. So it doesn't appear as if it really affected the counterbalance weight of the springs at all. Every panel. Let's see if I can still open it with one hand. Yep, pretty easily. I think we're good. Okay, it's a moment of truth. Got digital thermometer here. It's the 4th of July here in Charleston, South Carolina, so as you can imagine, it's probably a little warm outside. Even only just now at 9:30 a.m. I think it's about what time it is. It's early morning. Sun's up. It's been up for a while. So the garage floor is looking like about 77 degrees. Golf cart, 77, 78. Shoot up at the ceiling. Yep, about 77, 78. It feels pretty nice in here. Go above the door. Looks like we're going up to about 80-ish. The door itself, I can already tell you the hot spots are gonna be right here on these hinges, just because I've already looked. 85, sometimes popping up to 88, but the panels themselves, 82, 81, 80. Now let's go check it outside. Coming around the front of the house here, as expected, the sun is up. It is awful bright out here. And I think it is currently 84 degrees. So let's go ahead and get a, oh man, that door is bright. So as I'm scanning across the door, we got 103, 104, 102. So I'm gonna go ahead and put on the screen there just what that temperature difference is as like a general average, but I am pretty impressed. Every morning that I've come out, it's been cloudy the last couple days, to be honest though. It's been pretty cool and comfortable in the garage compared to what it would normally be. I have no complaints. It was a fairly easy, straightforward process. Only took, like I said, maybe an hour and a half, even with filming, but I was able to easily lower the temperature of my garage quite a bit to where I no longer sweat profusely just by looking in the garage's way. Hope you enjoyed this video, and hit like and subscribe if you like the video. Subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. Let me know in the comments if you have any thoughts or ideas. I'm going to keep testing and seeing what else I can do here to this garage door to make it even better. Between the belt drive opener and the insulation, I think we're pretty good though. I'm honestly really happy with this garage door right now. Wow. Never thought I'd be so happy with my garage. I wonder what else I could be happy with if I really tried. The economy? The weather. Hey, I could probably be okay with the weather. I'm not even entirely sure it's possible to be happy with Mondays.